Hi, Nick here with AIBC. Stableman CEO James Bennett in the hot seat. It's good to have you.
Hi, great to be here.
Cool. I'm going to talk to you about this idea, the notion, the movement of money. Payments have always been a big issue for iGaming. Is our stablecoins, is that the actual solution?
It's definitely a solution. I think I started looking at the stablecoin industry about 9 months ago from the point of view of understanding where the most traffic is happening on chain. What are the payments relating to? And going right back to, the start of Tether actually being in circulation. If you look at, so using people like chain analysis reports, you look at the heat maps of where, Tether and different stablecoins have been active, and then you overlay it with those gaming jurisdictions that, let's say, are somewhat challenging in certain respects. We see a huge correlation with stablecoin payments in those regions. So, I think ultimately, crypto, like the gaming industry, always have challenges with banks. So stablecoins ultimately help to resolve problems where banks otherwise cause frictions, for good and bad, right?
And I guess your favorite stablecoin is one of your own creation, right? Tell us a little about it.
Do you know so we have our own stablecoins. We've got a USD and a Euro stablecoin. We're MiCA compliant. We've got white papers out for them. But I'm not going to sort of push my own book. So I think if I had to have a favorite stablecoin, it would be DAI, like from the Maker DAO. So DAI is a decentralized stablecoin, the longest running and most successful decentralized stablecoin, in my opinion. I mean, when we say stablecoin, I'm talking about fiat reference. So this is a dollar pegged. And what's so incredible about it is that it operates entirely in a decentralized way that's governed by a DAO. And I don't know what the AUM is today, but it's hundreds of millions, if not billions. And I just think it's a really successful sort of almost a science project.
Well, that's most difficult in decentralized environment to bring about the liquidity. I guess that's needed to keep these things flowing. It's
definitely.
really not
Yeah.
across other decentralized exchanges. They were the buzzword 3-4 years ago. Never really got the volumes right for people to deal with
For
it.
DAI, absolutely,
Centralized stays the basis.
Yeah.
You stay so MiCA. You've passed.
We passed it.
Accredited,
Yes, yeah.
and able now to be used right across Europe. Does it
across
extend
Europe and
further?
the world. Yeah. So, essentially under the MiCA license, we can market by passporting our license. So we're based in Malta. Passporting our license across the whole of the Europe, we can market to those jurisdictions. We can still work with clients outside of Europe, but via reverse solicitation. There's local marketing rules that apply. So there's all sorts of hoops to jump through. I mean, it's no mean feat getting regulated. MiCA is pretty comprehensive. It's regulated by or overseen by two different regulators, the European Banking Authority, who oversee the payment space, and then also ESMA, who's the Securities Markets Authority that regulate securities investments and so on, investment instruments.
No mean feat replacing fiat.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just another form of fiat, right? You've got then... This is a bit geeky now, I guess, but you've then got asset reference tokens, ARTs. So under MiCA, there's stablecoins, and then there's which are fiat reference, and then there's ARTs, which is backed by gold. The ARTs would be backed by gold and stuff. And no one's been able to actually get the ART approval, like the bundle of assets, which is what Meta set out to do with their DM project back in 21, 22.
There would have been too much power in one man's hands. I think that's why it had to be blocked, right?
Money is a political topic. Let's not forget that. And there's a lot of heat. And I think the MiCA regulation actually came off the back of that. They shut down the DM project, the European regulators, and then decided to put in place, a framework to actually give, what are equivalent to neobanks, fintechs, the opportunity to compete in a stablecoin space. But it's not easy, and it's very much in line with existing banking regulation and existing sort of fintech regulation.
But the advantages of stablecoin is the digital transfer, the speed of the trust, the knowing, whereas the regular SWIFT system, etc., might be slower. Are these the only advantages? What do you think?
Yeah, all great points. I think. It's for me, I was just looking at some data before coming here, and with stablecoins, about 70% of the volume that you'd have on a weekday still happens on a weekend, Saturday, Sunday. So it's 24/7, 365. So there's only a 30% drop over the weekends. Now, if you look at traditional banking networks, it's zero. So we have quite a good banking partners that have access to different markets from Hong Kong and Australia all the way to New York, and yet we're still shut off between Friday evening and Sunday, like Monday early morning. No payments can settle, and especially when you're looking cross-border in the Swift side. And so the data's there. People are using stablecoins today over weekends. It's a massive benefit.
24/7 work.
24/7. And the other thing that really surprised me is that while there are about $1 trillion of stablecoins have been settled, this is according to Visa have got a dashboard now. It's great. If you haven't seen it, check out the Visa stablecoin dashboard. $1 trillion has been settled in stablecoin in the last 30 days. What percentage of that do you think is relating to retail in volume terms?
Retail traders.
Throw a number.
I'm guessing 75.
My thoughts too. 0.6%.
Institutional.
0.6% is related to retail, and the rest is institutional. And they did that by looking at the transaction size. I think it was maybe 10,000 or 100,000. Their research methodology.
The world is settling in stablecoin. They're settling their.
It's B2B. It's institutional. It's cross-border. It's 24/7. It's the weekends. It's let's say institutional at the weekends in dollars. I think while there are hundreds of thousands or millions now of wallets interacting with stablecoins, they're very small microtransaction amounts, but the real sort of mass of payments volume is happening B2B institutional.
Cool. It's a decade of the institutions, a decade of regulations, and it's a decade for Stableman.
Yeah,
James, thanks for being with us here at
thank you so much.
AIBC.
Yeah.
Nicholas signing off from AIBC.